some of these guys are like trees. It's unbelievable. It is September 5, 2019. My mom and I worked up a storm yesterday, and we're very, very close, well, relatively, to getting done. And so I believe it's just after 6 in the morning. I was here while it was still too dark to film, and already got a bunch done. There's the school bus. I'm hoping to get all the burdock out today, actually. I'm very ambitious. There's still plenty, but it feels good. The paddock where the horses are in looked very hopeful for about like half a day. And the horses are back at the hay because there's absolutely nothing to eat in there. So I'm hoping to get the horses back on track as soon as possible. And since my mother has been working so hard here, I would like it to happen before she leaves, which will be September 11. And even though that I am doing this, and that my mom is doing this, and that Jeff is working around the clock to do this, makes absolutely no sense, is very unfair. It's strangely satisfying to do this. And I contemplated why it is so strangely satisfying. And what I came up with is this needed to be done. It is absolutely the right thing to do. And doing the right thing for no other reason than that it is the right thing is exceptionally satisfying. And my feeling is that it is so satisfying because in doing the right thing for no other reason than that it is the right thing connects you instantly with Source or Christ or God or whatever the heck you want to call it. The source of life and love and peace and happiness and joy. The source of all that is. The source of burdock that I am slicing and dicing. There's nothing wrong with burdock, obviously. God thought it was a good idea, so why would I argue with that? Apparently it's medicinal, the roots are medicinal. It's just that no species, not even the human species, is supposed to dominate. That's all. This is burdock dominated. It's out of balance, and balance has to be brought back. By all means possible. Little buggers. You can't have your burdock and eat it. This is a very well established colony of burdock. The burdock that I am taking down right now is 2 years old because that's when they flower and produce these not so lovely burrs. And of course, this well-established colony of burdock didn't get established overnight. So what started off with a reasonable amount of burdock was not eaten by the cattle, obviously, despite the stories or lies to the contrary. The burdock was left alone by the cattle because they couldn't be bothered with it. And so it has been left to thrive and prosper and multiply. And so the story, as it lives, that cattle will eat the weeds, they will eat the burdock and the thistles and the ragweed, is simply a flat out lie. It's a lie. It is not the truth. How do we know it's not the truth? Well, you can't have your burdock and eat it. Eaten burdock doesn't look like this. It looks like the shit that has been left in the run-in once it goes through the stomach of a cow and ends up at the other end. This is burdock that has not been eaten by cattle. A busy road, especially this time of the day. So whoever is trying to tell you that dealing with weeds is as simple as putting a bunch of cattle in a pasture is either incompetent, out to lunch, blind as a bat, or just lying, deceitful, just simply deceitful, because he now doesn't have to deal with it. That's all. And you know what is so funny, or maybe it is just simply sad? This is a retired couple in their 70s or late 60s that are keeping their property absolutely meticulous. On this side of the fence, there is a pretty much unlimited budget. There is full-time staff, and it looks like this. Love God or the truth, the way and the light above everything else, and love thy neighbor as thyself. It's that simple. Love God or love the truth above everything else means go into alignment with the truth. Living a lie that says, oh yeah, the weeds, the burdock, the thistles, the ragweed will be kept in check by the cattle is living a lie. It is going out of alignment with the truth and therefore out of alignment with Christ. And then just dumping this on your neighbor to the south, as well as your neighbor to the south that is also your tenant, is also not in alignment with the truth. Who cares that it is thistle, burdock, and ragweed infested? Who cares that it looks like shit? Who cares that deadfall is left and garbage is left and nothing is properly looked after? Maybe that is your truth. I don't know why it would be, and that is certainly not how I perceived you when we met in person. So at this point, I'm just going by, perhaps you just don't realize the truth. And perhaps this is a rude awakening. But once you're awake and you can see, you can do something about it. And something needs to be done about this. And gosh, here I am doing something about it. Aren't you lucky? At least your neighbors over here are very, very happy. I'm trying to get every last burr out here and burn it so that the seed bank will get in check, hopefully. It is strangely satisfying to do this, and what I very much appreciate about this process is that I truly get to know every square inch of this property, feeling more and more and more connected to the land and seeing more and more and more tremendous potential. And I think that that is part of my joy of doing this work. There is so much untapped potential here. It is encouraging. And I hope, Mr. Shane Bagay, that we can come together and explore the possibilities together and come to a new and improved agreement.